In 2005, I nearly lost my wife and 1-year-old daughter through alcoholism. Last weekend, I got to experience the joys of a sober life by spending time with my daughter. A whole weekend travelling down to Manchester in the car so that she could attend an audition for the National Youth Orchestra. The gratitude I feel for that cannot be overstated. It was an absolutely magical weekend. That's her way in. It's done. Good luck, wee beastie. Now I've got some chilling to do in Manchester. Have a look around and see what's what. It's quite exciting. I'm going to be meeting up with some YouTube friends later on, which is going to be awesome. And I'm still kind of buzzing from it. So, welcome to my channel. I'm Cams. I talk about life after addiction. And here I am in my favourite place in the woods just above Lamlash. And look who's with me. Clover the Basset. So we have 2 dogs, but the other one, Poppy the Akita, she's not fit enough to come up here anymore, which is really sad. And normally I come up without any dogs. I thought today, do you know what? I'm going to bring Clover, and she's been as good as gold. Following me really well. So I'm really having a nice time. So the weekend, yeah, my daughter's in 5th year. No, she's not. She's in 6th year. Her final year of high school. She plays French horn and she boards. She goes to school in the mainland. So she's there 5 nights, and we don't get to see all that much of her. And when she comes home, you know, she's in her room, she's practicing, she's seeing her friends. She has a great life. But, you know, we don't get to spend that much time with her. So having all that time with her at the weekend was just extra special. And I want to record this just to put down my thoughts and express my gratitude at having had that opportunity when, you know, I could so easily not have had it if I hadn't got into the rooms of AA back in 2005 when I did. So, yeah, Friday I picked her up after school, right at her school, and then we hit the road straight away. We drove down all the way to Manchester, during which time she had a Zoom call with Cardiff College of Music. I'm not sure if it's proper title, but it's the Conservatoire in Wales. And that's one of the conservatoire that she's considering applying to. She probably will, in fact, apply. And, you know, just getting to sit there and listen to her having this Zoom presentation and taking part in the call, it was a really special moment. And having her there explaining to me how passionate she is about music and putting on excerpts of some of the symphonies that she's involved with. You know, I couldn't be more proud. And I couldn't have had a better weekend, you know, just to have all that time. And yeah, it was just amazing. The audition went well.
Hi.
Well done.
Thank you. Tiny hat.
We're not sure if she's passed yet. We haven't found out yet. Is Clover coming? Come on, Clovey. So we'll find out soon. She's also playing with the National Youth Orchestra of Scotland. She is already a member of that, and the West of Scotland Symphony Orchestra. Now, how do you go from from going to school here in Arran, where there are no real opportunities like that, to being in all these orchestras and symphonies, and to go from grade 4 to grade 8 in 1 year, and that year being 2020. So no performances. It's just remarkable. Remarkable. So yeah, I just feel like expressing my gratitude and my joy at life right now. Family's one of the guiding principles, or love is my guiding principle. I've shared about this quite a lot recently. Family is also a big part of that. Love for my family, and I got to experience that in a different way yesterday. Not with my daughter, but with my son. Now he's a lot more like me than my daughter. So it's quite a challenge to watch him struggle at school. He has Asperger's, right? As do I, but he's further along the spectrum than I. And he's just not fitting in at school. He's not doing well. And we had a meeting at the school yesterday, which didn't go great. The meeting was at the end of the school day, which is his sleepy time. He's tired, he's undernourished because he doesn't eat properly. He just wants to get home and get on his computer where he feels safe, which I can totally understand. And the school's trying really hard to accommodate him, to find ways of helping him through this. And, he's just shutting down. He's like, no, not interested. That's not going to work. Let's not go there, etc., etc. So my thoughts turned to what it was like for me at school. And, I have great memories of school, but not of actually the academic side of it. More to do with hanging out with my pals and going out on my BMX and going camping and drinking. That's when all that began. I started drinking at 12, 13, and it became quite a common thing, like weekends and stuff. And I looked through my journal in my day one, because I was keeping a journal back then, 1986, 87. And there's a lot of carry-out chat in there. Carry-out meaning, off-licence drinks in the park, that sort of stuff. So my thoughts turned to my son, and there was some fear came into my mind. It's, that could be his future. And it's ridiculous because right now I'm studying with August Bradley. I'm learning a lot about mindset and meditation and identity sculpting, and a big part of being satisfied in life is the concept of the present, just living in the present. And here I am projecting my fear into my son's future, which is unfounded and ridiculous, and what's worrying about it going to achieve anyway. But it did prompt me to have a chat with him last night. So normally at dinner time he'll come through with his iPad, and it's difficult to get him to engage in conversation. And, teenage boy. So that happened, and I managed to persuade him to take his AirPods out, turn his iPad off, and I had a nice chat with him. I talked to him about what life was like for me as a teenager at school, and how, my school basically gave up on me. They didn't help me at all. And I always used to think it was all on me because I was so poorly behaved that, I was entirely 100% to blame at my having left school with no qualifications. But, I've since come to the understanding that the school did have a part to play in that. And they didn't try anything other than methods of punishment, which didn't work. I didn't really... getting suspended, woohoo, I'll take that, thank you. You've been a bad boy for staying off school, so we're going to suspend you. Excellent. That's kind of how I thought about it. Hamish's school's not like that. The school here in Arran are really making an effort to find ways for him, because he's academically brilliant. He's just not engaging. And they're trying to find out from us, from him, what he thinks and what we think would work. And my wife is fantastic. She has lots of ideas, and she knows him. Well, we know him, but she's the one who's able to speak up in meetings like that. I go into school and I still feel the fear at the institution, which is ridiculous. I still feel like I'm in the naughty chair. I'm in the headmaster's office. Don't want to be there. It's not as bad as it was when we started having meetings at school. It's got better, but still, I do have that feeling. So my wife tends to be the one who speaks up in Hamish's defence. Not defence, as an advocate for Hamish. So, yeah, it was good that we had a chat last night. I hope some of it sunk in. I did mention the alcoholism thing. So it's in his mind. I want it to be in his mind, not as something to try and frighten him, but more just as something that happened to me. So that and to let him know that we're there for him, and to let him know that we're all trying to find what's best for him. We as parents, as teachers and administrators at the school, everybody's trying to find a way for him to navigate this difficult time and come out the other side feeling loved and supported. And that's really the main thing. His academic achievements we're not too concerned about, because you can always pick them up later. But, mental health wise, self-worth, all of that stuff is vitally important, as I know. And I suppose anyone watching this channel, watching this video as far, will also understand that, because that's kind of what my channel's about. It's about me finding my own way in sobriety, enhancing my sobriety, becoming the person I want to become through love, and by giving love to my family, I get to find more love for myself. It's very interesting. And so that's what's on my thoughts today. My kids, my family. And I thought, since I was up here in my favourite place, I would record a video about that and just let you all know what life in sobriety can be like and how a recovering alcoholic's brain works. At least this recovering alcoholic's brain anyway. I don't pretend to speak for all the recovering alcoholics in the world, just this one. So, if you have watched this far, thank you. And I'll see you in the next video, I hope. Speak to you later. Bye.